Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday night's main event, January 25th, 2025 edition. This is the one that was in San Antonio, headlined by Jey Uso in real life, but different main event for me here. This is in the Frostbank Center. Just like in real life, we've got 18,418 people here for Saturday night's main event. And we just have Cody Rhodes opening the show, welcoming everyone here in San Antonio at the Frostbank Center to Saturday night's main event. Gets a 100. I can't complain about that at all. It's like a 6-minute segment, just Cody Rhodes welcoming everyone. And 100. Beautiful. We're going to go into the first match, which is Bayley versus Nia Jax. So, Nia quickly overpowers Bayley at the beginning of the match, throwing her around the ring and mocking the crowd, talking about how she's the most dominant female champion. Bayley eventually gets back into it by targeting Nia's legs, and while they both, trade off pin attempts, eventually Bayley lands Rose Plant, but is unable to get the pin as Nia Jax rolls out of the ring to escape. Nia eventually gets up outside of the ring and will get the upper hand. And she's looking for Annihilator. We got Bayley laying there by the corner of the ring. Nia Jax is about to get up onto the ropes. She gets up onto the ropes, but Bayley is able to swipe at Nia and, cause her to lose her balance as she crashes back down to the ring. They both lay next to each other exhausted. It's been a war so far. When suddenly, it's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton runs to the ring, holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. She gets into the ring. The referee confirms with her that she's cashing in, and she confirms that she's cashing in her Money in the Bank contract, as this is now a triple threat. Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley versus Nia Jax. Bayley crawls up by the ropes and is immediately drop-kicked out of the ring by Tiffy. Tiffany stares at Nia, still laying by the corner, and goes and hits the prettiest moonsault ever with the pin. 1, 2, 3. Your new WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. And that match gets a 55. I made it a storytelling match. Tiffany wins the title, just like in real life. Well, not just like it was on Smackdown in real life. I made it a Saturday night's main event. And yeah, obviously Tiffany cashed in her Money in the Bank. Bayley carried in the ring. 59 for Bayley, 46 for Nia, and a 40 for Tiffy. And this loss heat, it was a creative finish, which is good. We get a 55 there, so very happy with that. And yeah, Tiffany Stratton foreshadows a face turn there by cashing in on Nia. We had two of these are in amazing form. Nia and Tiffany both in amazing form. Any penalties here? Yeah, so the partial involvement, I'm sure, only appearing for the finish. That makes sense. So after that amazing match, we go backstage to Rhea Ripley, who's giving an interview saying that she's earned this opportunity to become the #1 contender and that mommy always ends up on top. And yeah, she's taking her title back. The typical Rhea Ripley chasing the title promo. But it's an interview with Megan Morant. It gets a 72. The crowd loved it. Angle got the crowd hotter. Just setting up a future match, obviously, with these two. Also, I would like to say if I do sound a little bit off, that's because I'm a little sick, so I'm trying to work through that. But I thought this was a great card, and I really wanted to get it done. I booked it and I got it all set up, so that's what I'm doing. Next up, we have an Intercontinental title match between Sheamus and Braun Breaker. And then obviously Sheamus wants to become a Grand Slam champion because he's never won the IC title, and Braun Breaker wants to prove himself. They meet in the middle for stiff strikes to start off the match. Sheamus gets the upper hand early. He hits a backbreaker and he gets his 10 beats in, where he holds Braun against the ropes and smacks his chest 10 times. Braun eventually recovers, hits a huge belly to belly. He then does a military press power slam, but Sheamus kicks out after 2 seconds. Sheamus is able to hit his own front power slam, but Braun kicks out of that. These two are just going at it. It's an absolute banger after banger. Sheamus is great. Sheamus eventually succeeds in hitting a brogue kick, but Braun, when he falls, is able to roll out of the ring, escaping the pin attempt. Good thinking there by Braun. Sheamus throws Braun back into the ring and gets ready to hit another brogue kick. Braun slowly gets up, begging Sheamus not to hit another one, which causes Sheamus to hesitate a little bit. And as Braun sees that hesitation, he explodes and quickly hits a spear for 1, 2, 3. Still your Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker. And oh my goodness, we get a 78 for this match. I love that. Absolute banger. The crowd loved it. Braun Breaker defeats Sheamus in 13 minutes by I guess, obviously, this isn't the exact finish that I had in mind, but yeah, I told him to go steal the show. They definitely did that, and Braun Breaker with his 4th defense. Creative finish as well. The gain heat there. 70 for Sheamus, 59 for Braun Breaker. Let's see, any penalties? Stamina was an issue. It was a 13-minute match, but I can't. I'm just thinking like, wow, this could have been an 80 if I made it 2 minutes shorter. I wonder, but still, I'm very, very, very happy with this. We go backstage to a recently recovered Jade Cargill, who is with Byron Saxton, who's standing by. Saxton asks Jade Cargill if she knows who her attacker is, and Jade says yes, but she doesn't want to reveal who it is until next week on Smackdown, when she can confront her attacker directly. That gets us a 62. The commentary does good there. I think we got Michael Cole and Corey Graves doing the events. And yeah, the crowd loves it. 62. This is a good way to segue into our next match, which is Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, The Way, versus Bianca Belair and Naomi. And in her entrance, Bianca comes out, but isn't as excited doing her EST entrance, as the Jade news is still clearly having a negative effect on her mindset. She's not as excited. So the match starts, and Indy and Candice are able to take control by isolating Naomi. They're not letting her get the tag off, and they take the lead, so to speak, after the beginning. After a while, though, Naomi is able to duck a move and gets the hot tag, which leads to Bianca just totally dominating the match. She's hitting move after move. She's able to hit the KOD on Indy Hartwell. And Bianca gets down to cover the pin, but freezes just before, as she sees Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold is sitting in the front row, and he is just staring right at her. This is not the normal Steve Austin. He's just staring right at Bianca. Obviously, this causes Bianca to forget to pin Indy Hartwell. And Naomi is confused. She's yelling, "What are you doing? Pin her or tag me so that I can." Bianca slowly gets up and walks slowly to the corner, tagging in Naomi, and immediately steps off the ring apron. She walks towards the ramp, slowly walking away from the match without looking back. Naomi goes to the ropes to yell at Bianca, ask her what she's doing. Suddenly, behind her back, Indy Hartwell was able to recover and get the tag. So Candice LeRae surprises Naomi with a quick roll-up for 1, 2, 3. Your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, The Way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And yeah, that's a 39 for Indy, a 51 for Candice, 51 for Naomi, 65 for Bianca. Creative finish was a success. We get a 61 there. Good chemistry there. Very happy. Yeah, not a lot of major penalties. I'm very happy with a 61. Obviously, Indy wasn't great, but I think she's still seen as unimportant to the fans. Hopefully, this win helps. Candice does great. Naomi both 50s there. Bianca carries with a 61. But that was great. So yeah, obviously Naomi is sitting there stunned. What the hell, B? Yelling that. Stone Cold Steve Austin is still sitting there silent in the front row. He doesn't say anything. As we go backstage to an interview with Kathy Kelly and Bayley, where Bayley gives her thoughts on the cash-in, the tag match that just happened. Kathy says it was a rough night for you, Bayley, even though, she wasn't pinned, but what's going through your mind? Bayley says, yeah, it sucks because I fought my heart out. I thought, just a little longer and I had Nia beat, but it's like the vulture she is. Tiffany just had to cash in. I get it. That's the money in the bank. But let's be real. She didn't beat me. She pinned Nia. And soon enough, the title will be coming home with me. I'm not done. Kathy, asks for her thoughts on the tag match, where she says, I'm happy for Candice and Indy. They earned it. Something's definitely off with Bianca, though, because Naomi was blindsided there. There's got to be more going on, since that's not the Bianca I know. So just a good backstage segment. Bayley, 61 there. Happy enough with that. Kathy Kelly getting involved. I definitely mixed this up and had the Raw interview Smackdown and Smackdown interview Raw. Oh well, I'm not worried about it. But next up, we have Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns, the tribal combat match for the Ula Fala. And obviously, it's all set up, decorative. They've got tables and kendo sticks and all these different weapons laid out around at ringside for them to use. It's a tribal ceremony kind of look there in the ring. We have a slow start, with grappling and some slow strikes. After a while, Solo gets the upper hand, hitting a Samoan drop, and he's also using his kendo stick to really help out, to really get the upper hand there. Roman eventually recovers. He hits a Superman punch, gets ready, set up for the spear, the ooh, ah. And suddenly, Jacob Fatu attacks him from ringside. He gets in the ring, hits Roman with a pop-up Samoan drop, and Solo smiles, looking at Jacob. He gets up to go over and pin Roman, when suddenly, running out onto the stage is Tama Tonga, who runs toward the ring, telling Jacob and Solo that they need to watch out. And suddenly, Jey Uso's music hits. Jey appears, runs and super kicks Jacob, sending him out of the ring. He smacks him a few times with a kendo stick and with a chair, really taking Jacob out of the equation. He starts brawling with Tama Tonga at ringside. Solo's watching this from the ring. He's clearly getting pretty angry and turns around right into another Superman punch from Roman. And as Roman sets up for the spear again, the brawl from ringside with Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu causes Tama to get a hold of Roman's leg, who pulls him out of the ring. Solo also gets out of the ring. He gets a table to go and set it up in the ring while Jey and Roman are dealing with Tama Tonga single-handedly, taking them both on by himself. Eventually Roman gets back into the ring after dealing with Tama Tonga, just to be immediately hit by Solo's kendo stick. Solo goes for the Samoan spike, but Roman grabs his wrist. Not today. He shakes his head. He headbutts Solo and picks him up. They hit a Samoan drop through the table that Solo had previously set up. Roman, now doing a new move here, kind of not something he usually does. He locks in the guillotine. And Solo doesn't tap out. He just passes out without tapping. So, the ref has to call it. Roman wins by submission and is your new Tribal Chief, the original Tribal Chief, the only Tribal Chief. And this gets an 80 because the creative finish did not work. I did this one that was like a bit of a risk, like it could work, but most likely isn't. That's fine. An 80, it probably would have been like an 85. Oh well. Still a nice match. 18 wins in 18 minutes by submission. Jacob Fatu attacked Reigns. Tama distracted Roman Reigns, and Jey Uso distracted Solo Sikoa. Fantastic heat, great wrestling. 76 for the wrestling, 75 for the crowd, 80. It's still not that bad. I wonder what oh well. I mean, a good creative finish could have gotten this into a 90. So maybe that's on me, but you can't be too mad at that. An 80 match is still an 80 match. That's really great. As we get Paul Heyman presenting Roman Reigns with the Ula Fala, this gets a 100. Jey Uso is watching from ringside. He also has he yells "Yeet" once or twice, really hyping up his Tribal Chief. And yeah, Jey Uso coming over from Raw, saving Roman, helping out with presenting the Ula Fala. This segment also gets a 100. Very, very happy with this. But now it's time for our main event. John Cena versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. We start out with Gunther controlling early. He's the dominant champion. He gets a few chops in. It's a power slam. He's taunting the crowd, asking them if this is their GOAT, this is their hero. Cena gets up and he rallies well. He hits a few shoulder blocks. He gets the 5-knuckle shuffle off. As he's about to hit, he's getting ready for the AA, but Gunther counters it. And then Gunther is able to lock in the Boston Crab and really wear Cena down. Obviously, Cena, very resilient, is able to get out of this, recover. And he successfully hits the AA this time. He gets it off. For 1, 2. Oh, Gunther kicks out. 2.9 count there. Gunther just kicking out, but still laying there on the ring. Cena's frustrated. He thought he had him there. When suddenly, a fan from front row, very enthusiastic fan, with Cena merch on. He's got a luchador mask on as well. Jumps the barricade from front row to get closer to Cena and encourage him on from ringside. Security rushes out to stop the fan. Cena tells the fan, go with security. He's trying to play peacekeeper here. When suddenly, Gunther rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. And still, your World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther. This gets us an 81. So better than the Tribal Combat match. 76 for Cena, 87 for Gunther. We did have a debuting luchador. You can kind of see who it is. I'll go more into detail. I'm sure you can guess who this is. I'll go into more detail on the next episode of Raw. I did have a Gunther creative finish, and it was a success. So I think that was another risky one, but I'm glad it worked out. 82 for the wrestling, 78 for the crowd, 81 for the match. I wonder. I did have to keep Cena strong because he did not want to put over Gunther. But he accepted just to keep strong. I didn't have to protect him, thankfully. And obviously I had to do the quick roll-up. Defense number 5 of the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's it for the show. This is the fan that jumped into the ring. And he gets a great gimmick debut. Very happy with that. The whole show, we get a 83. Awesome. Very happy with that. Obviously, we would have risen in popularity, but we fell to medium, so we can't gain any popularity for a month, which sucks. But that's on me for starting ECW too early and giving it a negative. The roster's not great, but we'll fix that with the draft after WrestleMania. 100 few of those segments, some great matches here. The Braun Breaker Sheamus match, 3 really bangers. I'm very, very happy with this card, and 83 is awesome. If you guys enjoyed, let me know. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts. What you'd like to see from the booking. Any suggestions you have. And I will see you guys in the next episode after I do the media scrum that I forgot about. So we get a good amount of money there. Oh, no media scrum because it's not like a big event. It's just Saturday night main event. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.